company with an ASEAN Asian values. So what I want you to do is find a partner next to you, next to the best. Grab your person, stand up next to the best, find a partner, one person put up the hand like that. The other person just show me your index finger.
Back to someone.
The other person index finger, one person is putting up the hand like that. So the guy with the hand like that, please show it like this. The other person with the index finger try to put it on the palm. Like this. Okay, this is a game what I call the butterfly game. So if I say butterfly, the guy, this is a butterfly. The guy with the palm will try to catch the butterfly. The butterfly will try to fly away. Okay? So if you are the palm, you are the net, you want to catch this butterfly. Are you ready? Are you ready? Butterfly. Who got it? Who got the butterfly? Try again, try again. Okay, just now this is statistic number 2. Put out your palm and the index finger on the palm. Are you ready? One day, there was a lizard. And the lizard is rather hungry, so he ran and he saw a butterfly. Who got it? Who got it? Who catch the butterfly? Raise your hand high. I got it! Give yourself a round of applause for this round.
I fail.
So my presentation consists of a few parts. The first part is, like the simple exercise that we have played just now. The butterfly is the opportunity, and the palm is the net. The palm is us. Our companies, we try to catch the opportunity. And in this world that we are living in, like it or not, there are challenges and opportunity. And sometimes when the challenges is so big, we miss out and we lose the plot. We couldn't monetize. When there is opportunity, having opportunity in the market is one thing, but the other thing is being able to monetize the opportunity is another thing. So my presentation I will talk about from the perspective of July and July, what are the challenges that we see, how do we tackle these challenges, and how do we monetize the opportunities the way we do our business. This photo was captured 12 years ago. And July as a company, international company, we are only 12 years ago. We started with 6 persons. The 6 of the founders is here. And you can see from the photo, we learn what we do. Whatever that we do it with passion. Secondly, we love to have fun. I think the journey is not about just making money. The journey is not just to do business, but the journey is an adventure. It is an adventure that we want to discover and we want to build meaning and purpose into it. And finally, what we really want to deliver is meaningful value to our partners and investors. So this is captured in Kuala Lumpur. We started off from a bungalow. And in 2019 November, we merged with this company called July. July.com is a Chinese portal. It helps thousands and thousands of Chinese investors invest in overseas property. It is a portal that helps Chinese to discover amazing, beautiful properties in United States, Canada, all over Southeast Asia, and the rest of the world. And in 2019 November, when we merged, not long after, COVID happened. And you know the rest. We are under lockdown, and there is fear. There is uncertainty. So, the reason why we merged this company is very simple. After many discussions and after many consultations with developers always come to us and say, Daniel, we want to sell more. Whatever we do, we want to sell more. From our perspective is, selling more, yes, everybody also wants. We also want, but sometimes if you want to do better, you have to create a bigger platform, a more powerful platform. And the Dubai platform comes timely because Dubai platform opened the gateway for international buyers. While we are very strong domestically on the I2I front, Dubai strengthened our international growth. So, looking back from 12 years ago until today, the Dubai I2I Group, we have more than 30,000 agents exclusively for Dubai I2I, and we operate in 22 countries. And I love what Lily Chang shared just now. It's the DNA pursuing happiness. In fact, we also have similar pillars like Lily, and our pillars is number one, for all the warriors, we call our agent warriors, we call our consultant warriors. We call the first pillar that we have, dream big, dare to dream big. That's the first pillar. Secondly is pursuing with greatness, pursue the dream, put it in action. The third pillar is we pursue happiness. Absolutely the same. I think it's very important when we have success on our way, when we achieve monetary reward, it's very important to be happy. And finally, enjoy life. These are some of the awards that we have got over the years. And our awards, of course, is a validation of our past performance, nothing about our future. We are always eager to build more value for our future delivery. These are some of the branches that we are operating in 22 countries right now. Agency business started from Malaysia. So when we move to other countries, there are a lot of countries when we took the first step. Say for example, we took the first overseas office in Philippines. Anybody from Philippines here? Raise your hand. Ortigas, I know Ortigas. I know Ortigas, SMBC, Ayala, and so many amazing developers there. And we don't understand the market. When we started this organization, I want to be personally an international investor. So what we did was, we invested in Philippines. My goodness, the amount of documentation was a shock to me. But when I look at the property build, when I look at the quality, it's worth the while. And we learn to invest overseas, and by investing in overseas, we understand that market. That's where we start to set foot. Philippines was our first love, and subsequently we have many other loves. And today we are in Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia. We are also in Bangladesh, China, India, Pakistan, Turkey, Greece. We are also in Canada, Australia. So 22 countries and counting. So some of the takeaways that we want to talk about is when you look at this aeroplane, I want you to imagine that this aeroplane is our company, the company that we are steering. And like an aeroplane, when an aeroplane is flying, you have the headwind. Headwind are the challenges that we face because headwind will push the aeroplane to the back. At the other same time, you also have the tailwind. Tailwind is the force that is pushing the aeroplane to the front. And if the aeroplane is built correctly, aerodynamically, you will have the lift. Because from the lift, this is where the aeroplane goes up. This is where the company goes up. When we are able to build our company and capitalize on the opportunity in the market, this is where we see company doing very well. And in Dubai, we understand that very well. So today I just want to list some of the headwinds that I see, and that may be relevant to all of us. It is all global headwinds. And these global headwinds will be also influencing our local market. Many of us know that the US and China story has been ongoing for many years. Today, there is a trade war between US and China. And these two economies risk causing the whole world to decouple into two major forces. It all started off very well when China and US used to be good buddies because US supported China into the WTO. After that, their friendship is full of suspicions. Some say the Chinese companies is stealing the IPs of the US companies, and it goes on, more suspicious. And this mistrust is deepening. So for us, as entrepreneurs, and even in countries, due to this broken relationship or mismatch of understanding, it is causing countries to choose sides. Countries that doesn't choose sides will eventually, there is a price to pay. Countries that choose sides, there is a price to pay. So this I see as one of the major challenges moving forward. Second headwinds is, of course, the Ukraine and Russia war. Ukraine and Russia war, today, when I asked one of my friends in Thai, how much is your pad Thai? They said, it used to be 40 Thai baht, but now it's 80 Thai baht. When I was in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, we like chicken rice. Chicken rice used to be 5 ringgit or 6 ringgit. Today, 10 to 12 ringgit. Double. Due to the war that is ongoing, Russia, which used to be a top producer for wheat, is causing food prices to go up high. At the same time, it's also causing disequilibrium in our energy sector. Price of energy has becoming more and more expensive. And all this is being reflected in our businesses, our daily life, cost of construction, cost of development, cost of housing. The other headwinds that we do see is during the COVID time, where countries after country, you have to grapple with the fact that your population is falling sick and many is dying. So countries after countries, they embark on very aggressive QE, quantitative easing. In United States alone, the leading country who set the example and precedence, during the COVID, they printed more than 13 trillion, which is 60% of their GDP. And many other countries following suit. They lower down the interest rate, causing cost of funds to be so cheap. Obviously, a lot of companies borrow money during that time. Now, the side effect is, of course, you get to see when the market is full of money, inflation starts causing up because there's a lot of money chasing so little goods and services. Price start rocketing. Countries and banks, central bank in Malaysia, Bank Negara, go on a panic mode, and they stamp on the brake by hiking up the interest rate. Malaysia alone have seen an interest rate of 5 times hike. 5 times. That is causing a slowdown in our real estate. That is causing not only a slowdown in real estate and in many other sectors as well. For most of the country, development in property is one of the major contributors and catalysts to the economy. So with this, putting a halt or slowing down is really being felt by the day-to-day person on street. And finally, one of the headwinds that I want to mention is very specifically China. And you might think, China is just a country. Why do you deem it as a global? Like it or not, today, when you talk about Chinese buyer, they buy the whole world. If you are in Vietnam, you are in Thailand, you are in Philippines, wherever you are in Canada, US, UK, that's where all the Chinese shop. And if you go to the high street, many of the high fashion stores, they do hire sales assistants from China that speak Chinese. Why? Because the buying purchasing power of Chinese is very meaningful for businesses. But like it or not, today, in the real estate sector, China is grappling with their development company that is heavily indebted. Some of the companies that is shown here, companies like Country Garden, Evergrande, Snack, Shimao. Evergrande has just filed for bankruptcy protection. Shimao have done the same. The rest, there are at least 30 big developers in China restructuring their debt. If they do not restructure, they might not be able to fulfill their obligation. That particular sector alone contributes to 30% of China's GDP. Imagine this. If this issue is not addressed effectively, the purchasing power, the general purchasing power of China will go down. And when the money dries up for the day-to-day person in China, the spending in every other country, we will feel it as well. Is there a return of Chinese tourists in Thailand? Yes or no? Yes? Thai? Is there a return of Chinese tourists to Thailand? Or not strong? Today, there is a return. So what you want to see is, you want to see the Chinese start buying again. And the development situation in China is no good, and hopefully that can be addressed properly. So what are the opportunities? Like it or not, all of us, most of us here, we live in this beautiful village called ASEAN. And we are the beneficial de facto members of this amazing platform called ASEAN. As a bloc, we have been able to attract a lot of beautiful foreign direct investment. Today, as a bloc, ASEAN 10 countries, we are listed as number 5 in the world ranking in terms of who are the largest economic bloc. And we are forecasted to be upgraded to number 4 ranking come 2030. It is like a village where all among the neighbors, they know each other, and they have an open door policy. I am a fisherman, you are a farmer, the farmer will support the fisherman will buy from the farmer. That is basically ASEAN. The story of ASEAN is an amazing story. And looking at ASEAN, this is some of the opportunities moving forward as a bloc. The free trade agreement that we have signed with every other country, the RCEP agreement that we have signed, the CPTPP agreement that we have signed with every other country that involve the South America, the Peruvian, the Brazilian, the Canadian. And this, by opening up all trades, when we start trading with every other countries, that's where the multiplying effect will fall in. And looking into this, in the near future, of course, we are looking at 40% of world GDP being transacted alone in this space, ASEAN. So, what are the opportunities? Just now, I give a grim picture about China. Having said that, the Chinese are still they still have big purchasing power, and they still buy the whole world. So this is the data from our July IQI internal data. And from here, we see a trend that certain countries is preferred. The Anglo-Saxon countries is preferred, among the favorites for Chinese buyers. And secondly is the Southeast Asian country is also among their preferred destination. You can see Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, Singapore is also listed there. And this trend, I do not think it will change in terms of the destination. I think the trend is very well sustained because this is where the Chinese buying is zooming into. Basically, there are 3 groups of people from China that is buying and investing in property. The first group are your education-centric purchaser. These are the groups that buy for their children. These are the group that buy for their next generation. And the location that they love to go is always the Anglo-Saxon countries, places like UK, United States, Canada, and even Australia. The second group of people consists of the general middle upper class retail. The general middle upper class retail, they are looking at something that is cheaper, more affordable, and putting a lot of emphasis on return. The return that the Chinese buyer would love to get hold of, somewhere around 5, 6, 7% return is amazing for them because in their home country, they barely get 1%. So it's amazing return for them. But this particular group is not having a good time because currency control, it's not easy to get over, and they are facing difficulty now. Finally, is the group that I want to highlight is the company group, the corporation group. And these corporations, are corporations that is currently doing very well in China. I can give you a case study. Typically, we have closed quite a couple of deals from China. One of them is listed in Shenzhen Stock Exchange. And they are into pharmaceutical. They are looking for a manufacturing hub to set up in ASEAN. And they have shortlisted among those two countries. One of them is Vietnam, and one of them is in Malaysia. They eventually decided to invest in Malaysia because the supply chain works for them very well. So they ended up investing more than 800 million Thai baht just for the piece of land. And of course, the construction of the plant, I do not have the figure, but this is just one of the case study. So cooperation is moving out because of one word. They want growth. And in order for them to grow, they know they have got to grow internationally. And ASEAN is among their favorite to look for growth. The other cooperation that we talk about is the SOE, state-owned enterprises. State-owned enterprises that belongs to the CCP government, they are also investing. And when they invest, they look at G2G opportunity. They look at infrastructure investment. And these are the items that really excited them. So these three groups of Chinese entity is absolutely going to be ongoing and will continue to be meaningful for our region. And of course, we love to attract them. And we have come up with a lot of policies, and many of you is also very well aware that these are meant to cater for foreign investors, and we have been doing very well. The other, I wouldn't call it headwind, I would call it whirlwind that we are facing, is technology in the form of AI. Like it or not, average man have an AI of 100. Einstein, what do you think his IQ is? Average man have an IQ of 100. What do you think is the IQ of Einstein? The guy that created nuclear bomb. E equal mc square. 160. Smartest human being have an IQ of 210. There was an IQ test done on generative AI, and that test recorded 155 for an AI. AI today is slightly dumber than Einstein. But with the exponential growth in computing capability, when you look at the semicon, they are really progressing very fast. Semiconductor compute will enable computing power to grow by a factor of 10, factor of 100. Imagine in the near future, if AI capability has an IQ of 1,550, that will profoundly change how we live our life, and that will profoundly change how businesses operate. You agree? The farm that is producing our food today, AI-powered drone, is used autonomously to do precision farming and to do crop monitoring. Our education sector is changed by AI because all the teacher is grappling with the answers coming from ChatGPT, right? How we consume digital content is also driven by AI algorithm. Our financial market today is powered by AI algorithm. All the stock trading, fast stock trading, everything, AI is taking over the world. So like it or not, as businesses, those who do not embrace AI would or can be left behind. So, from the Chuai IQI perspective, how are we taking on all these headwinds, tailwinds, and the opportunity that is being presented at us? One of the things that we realize is human capital. And for us, we understand that it's very important to empower the mindset, the heart set, and the skill set. And we have a blueprint to grow our people. And this is one of the reasons we are able to grow in many regions and using technology to do that. Secondly, embracing technology and driving growth so that we can use technology to scale our business. I think that is absolutely important. And over here, what we do at FIABCI-IQI is we have a platform that hosts projects all around the world. To date, we have more than 1,300 projects from all around the world. Every single FIABCI-IQI warrior, when they are talking to a potential buyer, they can offer that buyer the whole world. And all projects are supported with tutorials. They are supported with project briefing. They are supported with videos to enable our warriors to do very well. There is a host of marketing features that we have built in our app, and this enables a lot of value to be delivered to potential clients. And of course, not forgetting an integration between our mobile app with ChatGPT. This is just the beginning. But as a company, today, we have set up our own AI department, and that AI department is emphasizing a lot on data, is emphasizing a lot on interpretation of data, and how we can help developer to be very successful in coming out with the right commercial package, in coming out with the targeted market that they intended the product to be. Finally, as a company, I think we are living in a village. Some call it the global village, some call it, the world. It doesn't matter. We are connected. We are so connected. And hence, it's so important for businesses to remain connected. What FIABCI is doing here is amazing because FIABCI is continuously connecting members of business community from different places coming together. I'll give you an example. The benefit of being connected. During COVID, prior to Malaysian government and the rest of the ASEAN government announcing lockdown, China is going through hell. China is undergoing a lockdown like nobody else has gone through before the spread. Our Shanghai office is going through hell. So when Malaysia government announced in a few more days we are going to go lockdown for only 2 weeks, we don't believe it. And we organize the whole organization, all the entire companies, along with all our global operations. We have to be austere, we have to prepare for this. There is a lot of digitalization of sales gallery. We shoot all the VR video. We prepare all our officers to work on a mobile basis from home. We renegotiate all our rental. We trim all our courses. We are just be prepared and waiting for it to happen. So when lockdown came, every day, because of our experience by being global, by listening to what happened in China, we train our warrior every day. Our training is so intensive, and during the first year of lockdown in 2021, our revenue go up 50%. And in 2020, our revenue go up 50%. In 2021, our revenue jump up another 80%. We are able to do it because we operate on a global basis and we start listening. We start learning from each other. So with that, I hope by sharing this information, it gives you an insight as to how we can continue to collaborate as team members, as fellow association members, and moving our company forward for the better. Thank you.